Hey babe, we're traveling soon. I just booked our flight, so make sure that your passport is actually valid so that we can travel, okay? Because if you need to renew it, I'd rather you do it sooner rather than later. Yeah, my passport's fine. Like, I'll check it later, don't worry. Okay, but if it gets close to the vacation and you haven't checked, like, I'm gonna be so mad at you. Can you just check your passport right now? Yeah. I'll look later. Don't worry about it. I got you, babe. Okay, babe, I'm packing for the trip, so did you check and make sure that your passport is actually valid? Yeah. I'll check right now. Hold on. Oh my god, it totally expired last month. Oh my god, are you serious? I told you to check it months ago when I booked these flights. Now what are we gonna do? I'm here for you with the answers. Did you guys like my acting skills? Okay, but in all seriousness, this has happened to so many people that I know. Your passport is good for 10 years. However, it's really only good for about 9 years and 6 months because a lot of the countries you're going to enter are going to require your passport to be valid for at least 6 months to enter. So I always suggest when booking a trip to look at the expiration date of your passport, and if it's basically within the year, just renew it. However, that's not why you're here. You are here because you need to get a passport ASAP, and it's okay. I've done it. People I've traveled with have done it. Friends and family have done it. It's not a big deal. This video is going to be for you. I'm going to give you answers, but you're going to have to be eligible. And just because you're eligible doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to get that appointment. So there are two types of fast and timely appointments that you need in an urgent situation. One is a life or death emergency, which is in 3 days of travel, and one is urgent travel, which is within 2 weeks. I have the most experience with the urgent travel portion of this video. I have not, fortunately, had to do the life or death emergency situation portion, but I have all of the info for you regardless. If you need a new passport as soon as possible because you are abroad and lost yours, this is not the video for you. You are going to want to watch my video where it personally happened to me, and that's going to be right up here that you can click on, and it will not only have my experience but what you have to go through to fix it. For both situations mentioned in this video, you're still going to need to show up to your appointment with your forms filled out in black ink and with your colored photo and your previous passport. Now, if you've never had a passport before, you are still eligible to do this. You are just going to need to fill out everything for beginners. I have gone over everything that you need for either renewing or for getting a brand new passport, and just check out my entire passport series, okay? So this video is going to be just the steps of what to do to get an appointment in a hurry, but all the steps to fill everything out are in previous videos. You will need to pay for your new passport, and you will need to pay to get it in a hurry. You will need a check or money order for $130 made out to the U.S. Department of State with your name and birth date written on the check. You will need to pay an expediting fee because you're going to need it in a hurry, which will be $60. So anyway, let's start with life or death emergency. If you're watching this video because there is a life or death emergency, I'm so sorry to hear that, and hopefully you can get that passport in a hurry. You may qualify for a life or death emergency appointment if a loved one has died or is dying in another country and you need to get there within 3 business days. You could also qualify if that immediate family member has a life-threatening illness or injury. Now, in this case, immediate family means a parent, a spouse, a child, a sibling, or a grandparent. That is the only situation. So if it's an aunt or an uncle or a cousin or a dog or something like that, it's not going to qualify, unfortunately. Now, it is not guaranteed that you're going to get this appointment when you call, so do keep that in mind. There are very, very, very limited appointments for this type of service. First, you're going to need documentation of this emergency. So if it's a life or death situation, you're going to need either a letter for the hospital that this injured person or sick person is in, or you're going to need a death certificate if that person has passed away already. It will need to be translated if it is not written in English. You're also going to need proof that you are traveling internationally within 3 days, which means you will need to buy your flight to this destination and have that information when you go to this appointment. So what I would do is call to try to get the appointment. If you get the appointment, then book your flight, but do make sure it's refundable just in case. So there are different numbers to call to make an appointment. So pay attention or pause the video when these numbers come up if you need it. This is going to depend on the time or day of the week. If you are calling Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., then this is the phone number you are going to call right here. If you have a life or death emergency and it is after 8 p.m. on a weekday, or if it is on a weekend, then this is the number that you are going to call. Got it? So now that we've gotten that portion of the video out of the way, let's talk about urgent travel, which is within 2 weeks. Now, this is the portion of the video that I have the most experience with because I have had to do this with friends traveling or for myself. And this doesn't necessarily mean, oh my God, I didn't even realize that my passport is expired and I'm traveling next week. It can just honestly mean that your passport is completely full and you travel so often that you need to get an urgent passport appointment as opposed to just doing the expedited normal service. I had to do this a couple of years ago because I traveled so often that I did not have 2 months to turn in my passport and renew it. So I did this type of appointment instead. I've also accompanied friends to these appointments when they are traveling with me and they didn't realize that their passport is expired. It's so much fun. Now, to get this appointment, again, you are going to need proof that you are traveling within 2 weeks, which means you will have to show your airline ticket. So hopefully this is happening because you already have travel booked and all you need to do is show them your flights and you're good to go. Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. you can call this number to get your appointment. Now, this likely is going to be at some sort of passport center that are usually just in big cities, so do keep in mind that you might have to travel a little bit to do this. I live in a suburb of Detroit, and when I have to do this, I usually go to the Detroit Passport Agency downtown. All right, guys, hopefully that was helpful. If you needed this video because you have to do one of these situations, then good luck. Please let me know how it goes down below, and happy travels. I'll see you guys later. Bye.